Good morning, good morning. So where are we? First of all, let's try to make this quick. We have these volume spikes at these bottoms, okay? That's accumulation signature. We're seeing more green than red, or at least balanced out nicely compared to here. You can clearly see a lot more red going on. We're not having inactivity at this level. We're having a higher volume than this level. As you can see, on average, our volume signature is kind of here. So you can tell we're reaching much higher clusters of volume coming into this range on Bitcoin 30 minutes. We've already seen this tank a couple times, ending with like a green cycle, so that's nice. Then we're starting to see a green large bar, and the larger bars are green, so we're kind of in a green cycle here. So hopefully we kind of see some more green appear as we break out here to retest some of these levels, break above this, maybe hit 21,000 type of stuff. So we're also basically watching this continuation green on squeeze. Hanging out up here with the trend up here is kind of nice. This basically needs to thin out before we start dropping, like it kind of did up here. It thinned out. Once it kind of thins out, that's when we're going to kind of drop a little bit. But we didn't drop a low, so this is basically a bullish divergence here, and at least it's not bearish. We're almost at the top here, so are we at a higher high, right? By the time we hit this top, if we don't hit a higher high, this would be bearish divergence here on 30 minute. This is looking fairly healthy, like kind of bull flag status. So hopefully just not too scary of drops, right? We just stay up here. This moving average crosses the slow moving average because it kind of dropped down. So fake breakdown so far. Kind of cutting it close on a lot of things. We're looking at GMT as well. But actually, before we do that, let's just look at why we're kind of long right now. The 6 hours looking nice right here. This is, picture perfect. Price rising with 6 hour momentum. Until we see that coming down, especially with 3 hour momentum slowing down, it's almost green. Really going to have to see this 1 hour not continue. But chances are we're at least going to get one more bump and then hopefully hold that new level through the red cycle, which I think is possible. There's a chance we're going to start trending down a little bit, but I'm not going to try to panic sell just yet. We'll have to see some bigger moves. But the daily, it almost started going down, but now that it's continuing, this is actually, it could either just kind of continue like this and fizzle out, but it's not going to be uncommon for it to just start a full-on green cycle. Just a quick fake out drop and then continue up. Especially because, again, we're breaking this resistance down here, right? So it's like just even one more day of this, and we're past since August 3-month downtrend. Even further if we draw it through this slope right here. So we might kind of hit another resistance up here in a few weeks before we drop down again. But anyway, I think things are not looking terrible. So whatever the news is going to do, the news is going to do. We're just going to try to focus on the charts. We're seeing red cycles decrease here, and we're seeing less effort dropping it. So once we start seeing green appear here on the waist wave volume, I'll be pretty excited. I think we're starting to see some on 6 hour, right? So just look how beautiful this is. Like RSI is already bottomed on 6 hour. It's this place where it turns up from consistently. The faster one's already above 50. So already retested the slow moving average line right there. I'm hoping for the best here. I really am, because I've had enough of these drops. We already have two J's, and now hopefully the double bottom. So that's fine. Bitcoin's holding 19,000. But yeah, we're in GMT right now. We're in TRX. So we'll see how some of these turn out. I just opened these a little bit ago, kind of about here-ish. So just a nice stop down right below that low, maybe even down here below some of these FVGs and ultimate moving average lines. Maybe below 2 standard deviations away on the VWAP, maybe even below last week low. So 3% stop loss on Tron, that's probably safe, right? That's not terrible, but we could go down and retest this breakout zone. So a 3% stop would avoid basically almost a 8% drop. You could just put a stop like right below here if you want, but it can still hit that, so it's a stop that's likely to get hit, but at least you're, keeping it at a 1%. So, I mean, for me, it was 0.5% drop from where I got in. So I'm yeah, whatever. If it does drop, then I'll kind of be picking up something down here. Cause if you could even salvage a percent drop, if you get stopped out with 0.5% stop and can still salvage a 1/4 to 0.5% drop, you're still kind of even with fees and KuCoin at 0.1% fees. So it's can I have the same amount on the position at a lower level essentially, or slightly more, based on the new lower cost for the coin? And I like those 0.5% to 1% stops. We're also in TLM right now. We're also in SLP, nicely rising few. That's beautiful to see. We're also in Sushi, but that one's dropping. We're also in Loon C, and that one's doing okay. And we started looking at Woo. It looks like potentially a decent spot, to continue the range that it's in. We'll see what it starts doing. It's below this EMA. I'm not touching it yet, but we're in ETC as well. So I bought this breakout. Now it's going for the retest. So we'll see what happens there. Might have support here. Really want it above this Ichi cloud, and we'll see what happens there. We also did get into EOS down here, on this at this level basically. So just kind of chilling there. Stop right around here. I think maybe my stop's actually down there. We still have a little bit on Sun on spot, BTT on spot. NFT just keeps rocking, guys. So goodness, I mean, this is beautiful. I like it. Dot's, I'm starting to watch Dot. I think Dot's gonna really kick into gear here soon. Some nice higher lows for now. We'll see. But yeah, we did also get some Ape. That was pretty low. I liked where it was. So lots of options on the table. This isn't pretty, these are risky spots, but it's close enough to nice support zones that I can have 0.5% to 1% stop. So it's okay, you got 3 chances before, you're down 3-4% on that portfolio. If you're doing obviously 10-20x, that can eat it up quick, but yeah, basically 1% stops on 20x. You lose 20% of that position. You basically lose an entire chunk of capital. Hopefully you're only playing with 1/10, 5 to 10% of what you have in there, at most 20, quarter or fifth trades. But you get stopped out of a quarter of your portfolio, 5 times on a 1% stop on 20x, you lose 25% of your portfolio. So you better make like a 50 to 100%er on one of those 4 just to kind of like break even. Well, 50% on 2 of them would be fine. And you can offset, basically 4 to 5 of those types of losses. So that's kind of how you have to think about it. I think I was also in YGG and XRP. Those are still holding up. Oh yeah, we're also in Rune. So kind of all over the place here. Oh yeah, we're also in FTM. So that one's finally breaking out. Let's see this one do some magic. And we are actually also in Matic. So those are the ones we're looking at. Matic getting some bullish signals. That's a nice support. It has a nice ABC correction. Has it retraced enough? I think it's very possible. Yeah, see that sort of retraced the full 1% of it. If it drops this zone again, it could hit that 75 cents mark. We'll see. Wouldn't be fun, but it's holding up so far. I think the bias is to the upside from this amount of drop. Things kind of don't go in a straight line. So you also kind of see this harmonic pattern here. It could hit one of these targets before it drops down again. But if it hits a higher low, we could be looking at that bull flag potential. So don't just want to sit on the sidelines here. Short-term trades, so careful there. Liking the volume spiking here. I mean, with it being in KuCoin, it might be fake volume, but we're still getting good volume on Bitcoin to on CME futures, which is not fake volume. There's a lot more fees involved there. So if we were to try to tag this on like a Wyckoff formation, what's going on here. Markets like to trade on those times a day. So, but already seeing it kind of flatten out and start turning up. So we'll see what happens here. I'm spending a lot of time in here, so call it here. Good luck.